Today, we complete our look at the 3 Montana congressional elections coming up in 2026. The final race is for the U.S. Senate seat currently held by Republican Steve Daines. MTN senior political reporter Jonathan Ambarian has more on the candidates who have filed and breaks down how this race could be different from Montana's recent Senate races.
A year before the 2024 U.S. Senate race in Montana, voters had already been seeing political ads on their TVs for a full 3 months. But a year out from the 2026 race, there hasn't been nearly that level of attention on it. When Republican Senator Steve Daines won his second term in 2020, it was in one of the most closely watched and expensive Senate races in the country. This time around, national election analysts have largely projected Daines' seat as safe for Republicans. Daines has been a prominent ally of President Donald Trump, and Trump endorsed him back in April as, quote, "the best to represent you." But Democratic candidates have started coming forward to challenge Daines. Riley Neal is a former publisher and state lawmaker from Livingston. Last year, she made a write-in campaign for U.S. House. Immediately afterward, she announced plans to run against Daines in 2026. She's been holding town hall events with voters around the state.
The first person to show up, they're going to get that engagement from Montanans. They're going to be able to listen to their concerns and take their concerns to D.C. and represent them authentically. I think that we've dropped the ball when it comes to being on the ground, especially in rural Montana.
Michael Blackwolf of Hayes is a first-time candidate. He works for the Fort Belknap tribes as a historic preservation officer. He says he decided to get into the race because he believes average Montanans aren't getting what they need.
Our main asset for Montanans right now are our children and our grandchildren, and we want to keep them here. We want them to be Montanans. But if we kind of keep going that road that we're going right now, we're going to start losing our children and grandchildren.
The 2018, 2020, and 2024 Montana Senate races each saw tens or hundreds of millions of dollars in spending. There's no indication there will be anything like that type of spending in 2026. I asked the candidates if they thought it would be a bigger challenge to run against a well-known incumbent without that type of advertising behind them.
We don't need $150 million to win an election in Montana. We need to get on the ground and listen to citizens' concerns because there's an entire delegation that's not doing that.
This is going to be a very hard race. This is going to be a very long race, but at the same time, I think this is also a very winnable race.
A third Democrat also filed campaign finance paperwork, Michael Hummert of Helena. In 2024, he ran against U.S. Senator Jon Tester in the Democratic primary. I reached out to Hummert's campaign, but haven't yet heard back. In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.